Cheers.
Cheers, man.
All right, welcome to the FaB Lounge here at Hometown TCG. This is episode 1 of our kind of relaxed series.
Yeah, we're going to try to do one of these. I don't want to commit to a time frame. That's not very relaxed. Yeah. But we're going to try to get one of these out every once in a while, and we're kind of going to we're going to sit around, we're going to have a drink, and we're going to chat amongst ourselves about a couple things going on in the FaB community that we love so much.
Yeah, so I think we want to start out with the Skirmish event. We played this weekend at the Collective. I know there were a few of them. There's just so many. It's hard to keep up with them almost.
And that's the bad part is I'm at work just wishing I was playing in another one of those skirmish events, because these online skirmish events have been, I thought it was going to be way more difficult to set up and access. It was so easy.
It was. So I think a lot of people are seeing that. It's like maybe a little intimidating.
It totally was.
But you kind of get over it fast. You realize, oh, it's fun. And a lot of people are looking for a way to kind of get involved. And for some people, it's their first time playing or their first few times playing.
There was a couple of people in there that you could tell they had played maybe a couple kitchen table games, but hadn't played any serious events or anything. And they were a little intimidated at first, but once they opened up and the game got going, dude, these people were really coming out of their shell. It was having a good time.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest, though, the competition was actually pretty good at the Collective.
Especially, following the first couple rounds, for sure.
A couple rounds, like, there were some players. It was rough.
It was.
I had some really close ones. So both of us played Ira. We played mirror decks.
We did.
We made a couple changes from our deck list, our deck tech video.
And we kind of made it. We flipped it a little bit to fit the meta a little better.
Yeah. We kind of were guessing.
You said yeah.
I said yeah. I'm saying yeah a lot, man. I gotta stop.
Dude, the fans are gonna love this.
But throwing the leg taps in there helped. Leg tap singular.
The leg tap singular. The last minute adjustments. We adjusted that deck up until 5 minutes before we started?
Yeah.
The big single yeah. So hold on, your slow roll in the big news from that event.
So I did get top 8 there. I unfortunately lost in round 1. Had some questionable moves against Dorinthia. So I will say this: it was easy to get set up for the tournament or for the skirmish, but the thing I had a hard time with was I couldn't really see what cards people were playing. Like, it was kind of blurry on the webcam,
right? Yeah.
There were multiple times throughout the event that I thought someone pitched a red, but they pitched a blue. So I would block their first Kadachi because I needed to get rid of a card anyway, and then they would hit me a second time. I'd be like, "Are you kidding? I didn't think you had any more." And that was frustrating.
Yeah.
And then also, dude, there was this one match against Kano where he had 5 cards pitched and he played 5 cards. And I'm like, I have no idea what's on the field. Yeah. I'm just going to trust you. It's good.
I trust that you're not cheating. I trust you can pay for all this.
Metacarpus node has been activated on 4 different attacks. I guess it's fine.
I told you what happened in mine.
What was yours?
It could be me imagining things.
Oh, yeah.
The camera went off. The camera came back on. And there was an Arsenal card. I doubt that somebody cheated, but I was so alert to it. I was sitting there thinking, was that Arsenal card there this whole time? I've been keeping pretty good track. I don't remember that. I was a million miles an hour in my head. Oh.
Yeah. So I think it was fun. It was kind of a different experience though.
I loved it.
It was almost like when I was first starting to play, how I would have to focus on what I'm doing so much, and I lost focus on what my opponent was doing.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up with that because it's just so many extra things going on.
Well, when you taught me how to play, that was my big. When we finally got into where we weren't playing hands face up anymore, we were actually playing games. My famous line was, "And I'm trusting that you can do all this." I would always say that to you, I'm so focused on how I'm going to react to this or what I'm doing. I'm sitting there looking at you, going, "I know you're doing this, and I'm trusting you can do it." That's why when you would hand me a new deck and say, "Oh, you've seen this played," I would say, I have it though because I'm so focused on everything I'm doing. But
so what kind of decks did you see there?
Okay, so we had a very different experience. We ran the same deck, had a very different experience. I actually got some exotic decks. Round 1, I had Dorinthia, and I beat the Dorinthia, and then I went into some interesting matches. Following round 1, I played a boost mech, which I hadn't seen in Blitz yet. I was very excited for, and man, that deck comes out the gate fast.
Right. You were playing Ira.
I was playing Ira, so that's...
You hunkered down.
Yeah, I turtled, for sure. I mean, I'm not saying it was... I regret playing Ira because against decks like that, I know how unfun it is to play against Ira, and I feel bad. And I played Azalea as well, and that, again, the deck came out strong, but it felt bad to play Ira against like this creativity or maybe these players that are finally getting into an event. My big takeaway from the event would probably be the skill matchup that is Dorinthia and the Ira Mirror. It's a very skill-based matchup.
The Ira Mirror was very fun. Very fun.
I played against a guy who had been playing Ira since the game, or been playing Ninja since the game came out.
So, since Constructed, been playing Katsu, went right into Ira, probably.
Yeah, and he knew the deck far better than me, and it was a 1-0 game at the end, but it was one of those, it was a 1-0 game where he was very in control. So, how about you?
For me, the round one was... I was feeling bad round one. I played against a Reinar deck.
Yeah.
And first turn, he Blood Rush Bellowed me and took a 20-10 lead. And
but you're playing Ira.
And I was able to block with 2 cards, too. Like, this wasn't... He didn't quad intimidate. He only double intimidated.
Wait, so you broke Mask first turn there. Or no, you didn't break Mask first turn there.
I did not break Mask.
But in top 8, you broke Mask super early.
Yeah,
okay.
we don't need to talk about that.
I'm just checking.
We don't need to talk about that.
But you played a lot of Dorinthia, right?
No. I played a lot of the Ira Mirror.
So that's right. That was me. Yeah,
I played the Brute was interesting. There was... I ended up coming back and gaining a lot of life, but it was very scary to start out with. I played a couple different Kanos, and those were... It just feels like if he gets it, he gets it. And if he doesn't, he doesn't.
Right.
You know, in my strategy, I pulled out the Zephyr Needle. The first game against Kano, he broke my needle on the second turn of the game.
Oh no!
But I think I'm at a point where I almost don't care. Like, it's great if I have it because it's 3 damage pressure coming in. But if not, I don't want to commit so many resources to it. To where I'm fine just going Kadachi and like a Drone of Brutality or something.
Yeah.
And just leaving the rest of my hand right there to
just so he can't try to go over the top when you're naked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly. So that's the strategy I committed to, and it seemed to work there. The second Kano I played was round 4, and I kind of did the same thing. The Zephyr Needle stayed the whole time. He wasn't playing defense reactions.
Oh.
He also made top 8. He was the one person to beat me in Swiss. Was the Kano. And
feels bad.
Dude, he was...
You said he just had it.
He just had it, man. There were just... Lesson in Lava into, like, Tome, into, like...
Didn't he Blazing Aether?
Findall, into...
Didn't he Blazing Aether off the top, though?
Into... Dude, I don't remember if he might have...
I thought you mentioned he Blazing Aether just blind off the top, which...
I think so, but yeah, I think he Blazinged, but it was off of... It wasn't off of a Forked Lightning beforehand. It was like Voltic Bolt into Blazing.
Okay.
But then he had to stir the Aether Winds into Forked Lightning with a Cindering Foresight, I think.
Oh.
So it was like 14, and then he had just enough pitch to do one more 1 damage attack after that, which beat me.
Right.
I had, it was either he had the attack off the top or he didn't.
Or he didn't, yeah.
And he had it.
You got to make him earn
interesting.
But congrats again on the top 8.
Thank you.
That was kick butt.
Yeah, so I'll be excited to play some more.
I will too,
for sure.
Hopefully, though, and I think I feel more strongly about this than you do. They do something about the time rules. So that's another thing we want to talk about. Legend Story made an announcement this week about the change in Blitz time rules, where if you go to time, the active player finishes the turn. The other player gets 1 turn, and then the game is over in the event that neither player is left dead. It is what's considered a draw, and a draw is evaluated as a double loss, correct? So each player gets a loss?
So it's not very good.
Oh, and it happened to me.
0 points for it.
It happened to me twice when I was clearly... Well, one time I was clearly winning the game. The other time I was going to lose the game, and in that scenario, if Legend Story Studios is watching this, we finished right before time was called, immediately. I gave my opponent the game because I felt my opponent deserved it. He had the win on the very next turn. There's no reason for us both to take a loss. I hope I don't get disqualified and banned from the community for saying that. It felt like the right thing to do, though. But the other one did not go my way, where I had the win and we took the double loss.
Yeah. We were playing in a room just kind of like across from each other. I could hear what was going on.
I was, yeah.
It sounded like Josh was trying to push the game on, and this other guy was like stalling.
It felt like very much the game is decided. My opponent made a lot of...
Let me think. Just let me think.
A lot of thinking. And I'm not someone to call a judge, and, especially at an event like that, it was so much fun. But man, it did feel that way. But I won't name any names, but man, it felt that way. And I was just sitting there at my desk like, just go!
Yeah. I feel for it. It's kind of hard too, because these games seem to take longer. And I think that's the problem that people are having, is that you're playing someone new, or you're playing someone who you can't really see their cards clearly on webcam or whatever.
Yeah.
You're trying to figure that out. The games just take longer.
It is a lot of how many cards in hand, card in arsenal, how much pitch left, where in a game with dice, it might be more apparent.
Exactly.
But even with that, I got to tell you, even with something like that, I had a freaking blast. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I've seen a couple events overseas, and people tend to get done or last round or Swiss ends around like 6 a.m. our time, which would be Central Time.
Okay.
And I've debated. I was like, I can still go to work.
Yeah.
And play. I can wake up at 2 a.m. playing one of these events.
Yeah.
Go to work.
The guy who beat me in top 8, I think, was from Malaysia.
Yes, he
said it was 6 a.m. there at the round.
Yes, I did. I was watching your match.
Yeah, I saw him. He got second at another event.
Oh, okay.
I saw his name just pop out like today.
Hopefully, he got first at ours, so you can say you lost the champ.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's bad. I didn't see who won it. We'll cut this part.
But anyway, moving on. We had a blast of the event. Thanks to everyone at the Collective and everyone involved on that Discord server that really set it up. Mm-hmm. We don't know names, but we appreciate you. Cheers.
We do.
And then
it was fun.
Almost immediately following that was all the posts on the FaB fan page, the FaB marketplace, all over social media, all over the Discord about the TCG player pre-order.
The bots.
The Skynet. The FaB Skynet.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I wonder how much they have in stock. Do you think that this is going to go until April?
Like the pre-orders up until...
It's going to keep happening? Or do you think their numbers are going to run out soon?
So there's a couple interesting things, right? Because if they have a very large stock, right, and they truly are canceling orders that are more than one per household or however they're doing it, then there should become a time, if the stock is plentiful and you're canceling orders, that people won't have to be fast clicking through to get their pre-order, right? Because nobody else will be eligible for one. The people eligible will start to dwindle. People will fall off and lose interest, right? And just buy unlimited at the stores when it comes out. Or they have a very limited stock. They have 90 cases and they're releasing one a day, or 2 a day for 90 days. And it could go either way, I guess.
Yeah, there was someone at our LGS that did get one, so we know it's possible.
Yeah, that's right. He did get one. God, good for him.
So yeah. I don't know.
How do you feel about the bot situation? That's the big controversy, right? Is the fact that bots are scooping this up, and I want to excuse myself because I'm a software engineer, right? So I understand kind of the goings on behind it, and we discussed should we bot, should we not bot? We ended up not botting, and we decided not to go that route. But how do you feel about it personally?
I don't know. It's kind of a feel bad situation, Like someone. On one hand, you can be like, yeah, we're trying to have ingenuity and figure out how we can get it.
Right.
But on the other hand, I know a lot of people that feel really bad about it and are kind of outraged.
That just can't get their hands on a case.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
That's so non-committal.
You're non-committal.
You are You're the yellow biting blade foil of this conversation right now. That's literally what you are. So I'm gonna move the mic a little bit towards you.
Sure.
I got a loud ass voice. Oh, demonetized. Said the ass word.
Oh no, we're not gonna make any profit on this video.
Oh, by the way, while we're talking about it, drop the sub. We've had a couple questions. Secret box opening.
Yes.
So the secret box.
When we get 100 subs, we will open and reveal what is in this box.
It's actually pretty cool. So I don't want to I don't want to say any more than that. So,
all right.
Anyway, so the TCG Player pre-order bots versus humans, and I was actually... I make it a rule at my age to pretty much stay off Twitter. I try to avoid Twitter at all costs. And I went on Twitter following people talking about the bots and the pre-order, and I came across a comment that says, I don't understand why more people aren't just using Star City Games to pre-order. I was like, what are you talking about? So, of course, I a Magic player, I have a Star City Games account. I went to Star City Games, and lo and behold, Monarch cases, I mean, the price was a little higher, but still... cases available for pre-order. I put my card information in and I pre-ordered one right there to see if it would kick me out, and right away it just went through, and I got my case.
Right. So that's an interesting situation. So they have for $200 a box basically, which beats the Channel Fireball price.
Yes, yeah.
And so they're limiting it to one case per household.
Are they?
Or
I thought we said we couldn't. I couldn't find any information on that.
No, you're right.
No, I found no information.
We only
on
bought one case.
We only bought one case, but we never found.
Oh no!
Oh no! The news is out.
They're bought out.
Well, but that's what they were doing. Instead they're restocking every couple hours and not adding a schedule and saying
right.
So
when you first messaged me about it, I checked it out and they were sold out.
Right.
But then they came back later with a price hike. But
oh yeah, you did get it on the price hike, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
You know.
It is what it is.
Oh,
snooze, you lose.
I got the game store. Maybe I'll put it in the comments, and maybe I'll link their game store. They hooked me up for Monarch pre-orders at like MSRP. Do you remember that? I got 2 cases at MSRP, which is
I do know.
That's amazing. Shout out to them. They're awesome. So
yeah.
I think it's the Lotus Lookout. Don't quote me. I'll put it in the description. They're cool. And the guy that I talked on the phone with was very, very nice. Very nice guy.
Yeah. So there are places out there. There are game stores. You can find it still. It's just kind of hard, and you're probably going to be limited.
Yeah, for sure. You're not going to just be able to buy as many as you want.
Yeah.
But you touched on, and I mean, I touched on the price hike, but you talked about
the Channel Fireball.
The Channel Fireball
right, so
price
that's
hike.
the interesting thing. People just got an email that Channel Fireball, which was charging $250 per box, is now lowering their price and giving a refund to people to match the Star City price.
So, yeah, Channel Fireball is playing the White Knight card and saying, we know we overcharged you, and everyone else is overcharging you, but they're not overcharging you as much as we are, so here's $50 back.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it's cool, it's nice.
It feels good. If you were willing to pay that price and you get the $50 per box back,
for sure.
You feel great.
For sure. And you know, we probably will see the price hike back up. Like, you think it'll hike back up before the release? Or do you think it'll be right after the release?
I think the point you made earlier about whether or not these allocations are huge will play a large part. If people lose interest, or the community is not as big as maybe people think, and these TCG players and Channel Fireballs and Star City Games all of a sudden have this stock sitting back there, and nobody's pre-ordering it at $200 a box for a case, or $800 for a case, or whatever it is. I can see that ticking down, like, oh, special for the weekend, $750. Why? Because we still want to sell this stuff, right? And so all of a sudden it's like, oh, now you feel bad if you bought at the $800 price. You're like, oh, if I would have just waited.
Yep.
Inverse of that, if you wait and it never happens, they really do have a limited supply, and you get nothing. That almost feels worse, right? I guess depending on your situation.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's a hard bet.
It is.
But I think everyone assumes that it will go up at some point in the next few months.
But that's what makes me think it's going to go down. As soon as everyone thinks something's going up, it's not going up anymore.
So yeah.
I do want to let's just make a point of that. Don't be investing in this stuff if you don't have, your basic necessities covered: food, heat, water, things like, roof over your head, stuff like that, stability. There's no guarantee. There will become a time, all great games have a time where the printed product is worth exactly what the printed product sells for. That happens. And now it becomes a challenge to hold it long term to when it's out of print, and then slowly release it, or have something that's scarce. But just don't take that risk. There's no guarantee. Monarch could come out and it could flop. I don't think it will. I'm very excited. I think it's gonna be awesome. But don't take that gigantic risk.
Right. You have to anytime you're like trying to invest in something, you have to know if you're willing to lose it all.
Yes.
Then it's okay.
Yes.
You have to have that conversation with yourself.
Yes. It just makes me, I know that's a kind of a downer, but I feel better saying it than like not saying it and be like, to the moon! Everyone throw your money in! And then people come back to our channel and be like, well, can't eat this week, hometown TCG. Screw you guys. No, so that was cool. I mean, it's cool of Channel Fireball, but they hiked the price in the first place, so they're back to eating.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, that was a yeah, but it was a different yeah.
I like your yeah-yeahs. I think they become a channel staple. I'm into them. Moving on, we did get some news from Legend Story. I think it was last week about the cold foil reprint policy.
Right. So that was just kind of confirming some of the stuff that people already knew, or they at least made inferences on. Yes, they assumed. So that cold foils, they did reiterate they wouldn't reprint cold foils, but they would if it were a promo.
Yes. So cold foil original printings, I believe it is, right?
Yes.
So original set printings that you can find in the sealed product will not be reprinted. However, any promo is eligible for a reprint at any time at their discretion.
And it doesn't mean they're going to. So some items might stay rare over time,
right,
but some items might become more common.
Sure, and art can change. Everything is all a gamble. And it's just like, Magic. It's just like the reserve list. This is a company policy, and it's a promise to its consumers, which is very nice. It's awesome. Legend Story is doing a great job. No, from a personal perspective, it's a company policy. It's not law. I know a lot of people, well, that's the investment law and you can back. No one's going to do a class action against Wizards of the Coast. You're not going to do a class action and win against Legend Story Studios. Just take it with a grain of salt. It's a very awesome thing. I think they're doing it right. I think they're being pretty great about it to the community.
Right. And I mean, we've got collections and stuff, so we clearly believe in it.
Yes. An extensive collection at this point that we're very excited about. And I just, it's very fun to collect and remember that it's a game at the same time. Mm-hmm. That, by the way, I don't know if I've had this much fun with a game in a long time. I'm really enjoying myself playing this game.
Yeah.
Oh!
What?
Speaking of how much I'm enjoying myself playing this game, you may have top 8'd. I was perfect. I took the judge's exam. I scored perfect on the judge's exam.
Wow.
So
impressive.
It was
impressive.
49 questions of very difficult gameplay knowledge.
You just couldn't do 50.
They didn't give me 50. No, it was a good time. Have you taken it yet?
I have not. But I know 2 people who have scored 49s.
Do you? Yes. Wait, I'm not. Who else do you know?
Rob.
I thought he scored a 47.
Oh, he scored a 49.
Oh, darn you, Rob. You beat me to it. He beat me to it. That was a lot of fun.
So that was fun. I think one thing we wanted to touch on was Josh opened a very interesting card this week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you want to just...
No, this is all you.
Yeah, so he opened a Braveforge Bracers that had a crimped top. So... if you might see some people like post, like every once in a while you'll see this, maybe once a month or something, someone posts, hey, I got this weird misprint and it's kind of like ridges at the top.
Yeah.
It looks like it got caught in like I don't even know, some sort of grinder.
Yeah, it's like a speed bump on the card. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've never seen it on a Legendary before, and I was like, dude, this thing is really cool. Like it's probably worth something.
You spotted it right away. I was like, trade it for your regular one. I didn't see the value right away. You spotted it right away.
But I don't know if I saw as much value as people on Facebook saw.
Yes, and we made a post on social media about the misprint, and it I don't want to say blew up, but it got a lot of attention. I started getting PMs about what I would sell it for, and everyone saying they hadn't seen it before. I had people saying, I'll send you 3 or 4 normal ones for it. I was like, I'm pretty. The community's got me pretty excited about this.
All of a sudden, he's holding out now.
Yeah, now when I first opened it, I was like, trade it for a real one. People now are sending me 4. I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I've never seen someone post something like that with a Legendary.
I haven't either. I'm very excited about it. I think I need to send the picture, kind of get it out there a little bit more, and kind of come up with the value for it. But
the cool thing is that, dude, if it weren't for that, it could be like a BGS 10.
It is.
Corners are perfect.
The corners on
There's
that
not
card.
a single white
There
spot.
isn't. That
The
card's
centering's
immaculate.
perfect. There's no whiting on.
The card is immaculate. With,
It's a cool card.
and we'll post a picture too on the video. I'm sure we can just edit and throw it on there. When I opened it, I said, "Oh, it's damaged. It's the misprint is so volatile. It looks like a damaged card. It's so cool. It's so cool."
The thing was, there was a pack like just a couple packs before it that was actually water damaged.
Yes.
So when you said that, that's what I thought. Like, oh, he got a water damage because we saw the border on it as he was opening it, and I was like, dude, check out the border.
Oh, that video is going up on the channel too. That we filmed
so
that box
we filmed
opening.
it.
Yes.
I was like, dude, I see a border here. I don't know what it is, but I see a border.
It's like I know, and it's damaged. No, I was super down about it at first.
No, dude, it was cool.
Now it's never going anywhere. I'm super
cool.
hyped about it. Someone said on social media, get it graded, but for those of you that don't know, that'll just come back damaged from the grading company. So
right.
Misprints and stuff like that and miscuts and everything will just come back as damaged cards. So it seems a little silly to get it graded.
It'll be interesting. That's just a cool card.
That's a freaking cool card. I was very happy. So all in all, we're pretty excited for Monarch, right?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the
Pre-releases.
Yes.
We wanted to talk about pre-releases.
yes, we did want to talk about pre-releases.
So yes, they a couple days ago they announced the pre-release schedule, which will be April 23rd to 25th. It's coming out the weekend before the release of Monarch, and it'll be sealed events wherever game stores that have been like hosting events, selling product and stuff. There'll be ones that'll be qualified for this.
Yes.
So they'll only choose like certain ones. It won't be like every game store that qualifies. You have to actually have like a certain number of events and things like that.
Right.
But, you get a case of first edition Monarch
Sure.
and 32 promos. 16 of the light or like ray of light.
Okay, so you're saying the game store
The
receives.
game store receives a case.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
16 of the light promos, 16 of the dark promos.
Yes.
So it's enough for 16 people to do a sealed event and to get one promo each.
Yes, one of each promo.
One of each promo. Yes. One of each promo. Which will be amazing. I mean, that can suit a lot of people.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah, everyone's getting first edition Monarch.
That's the big one.
It guarantees. Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
That's a big one. It's getting first edition Monarch into their hands and they're opening it. It's
Yes,
not sitting on. It's not. I mean, we're not holding that. That's to be open. That's unlimited stuff for the channel. It's not sitting on someone's shelf. Someone gets these awesome cards and they're gonna play with them right away. That's
Right.
I'm pumped for that.
Yeah, forced to open right in a sealed event. I'm looking forward to them. I know we're gonna try to go to as many as we can. If there's one on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we'll drive to wherever.
Saturday, Sunday. We're going to. I want to get to 3. I think that would be cool. It would be the real treat. Is going to be if we're able to bunny hop to 2 in one day and get to 4.
Not that.
That's the.
That you're gonna have to be talking with your wife on that.
Yeah, well, I have to talk with her on all this. She makes all the rules. Everyone knows that. Look at me. I don't make the rules.
Dude, that would be awesome. I would love that.
Yeah, you have to talk to your. Shut up. Just because you make your own rules. No, she's super supportive. I'm sure she would not have a problem with it. But no, that's to get the 3 events would be. Oh, that would be so cool.
Right. I think a lot of people are excited about that.
Yeah. I mean, I can only speak for us, but
And apparently some stores, if they've like kind of been involved with FaB enough, they can qualify for, I don't know if it was like 2 or 3 release kits or something like that. So
Really?
they're getting like multiple cases so they can run it with even more people, or maybe they can run it on Friday and Saturday.
or maybe they can.
All right, so the
Is that a
camera
timer?
cut, but we know the last thing we said was Friday or Saturday.
We were talking about the Monarch pre-releases and when they can run pre-release events, and we know there are special kits, right?
Right. So yeah, if you get a couple kits, you can hopefully run it Friday or Saturday. Now I feel like I'm scripted.
It's so nice you said
But yeah, that would be cool to hit up a couple of them. I would love that. I don't think we got to talk about what's exactly in the cases. So in each one comes with a case of first edition Monarch,
Yes.
which
That's enough to support up to 16 players,
yes,
right?
16 players, and then it comes with 32 of the promos.
Yep.
So the promos are the light ray of light, I think. and the something, whatever. The light one and the dark one.
Yeah.
So it's enough for each person to get one copy of each one.
Yes, cold foil, I believe, too.
Cold foil, too, which is awesome.
Yeah, especially if you got into the game a little bit later and you have a lot of unlimited stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to add like a cold foil and see that in your personal collection. It's much different when you have one. Mm-hmm. So no.
Right. So that would be awesome to have that. The light and the dark. This is where we transition to the light and the dark talk.
Oh.
So let's talk about this mechanic a little bit. So Josh,
we're feeding the rumor mill.
So let's talk about the rumor mill, which is the new mechanic for Monarch that they've been talking about, which now everyone's thinking, has to do with these light and these dark cards.
Yes.
So they could just be like new classes, but it seems like they're specific to some characters. Like maybe you were talking about similar to the Dragon Ball Z system.
Yeah, it seems like they're going to designate, and again, full rumor mill, right? None of this is confirmed or it's all speculation. They'll designate certain heroes as, hero or villain, or light heroes or dark heroes, or something like you said, from Territory A versus Territory B. And heroes from Territory A can use Territory A themed cards, where heroes from Territory B can use Territory B themed cards, or light versus dark, or anything like that. And to me, I'm personally not the biggest fan of that mechanic, but I'm okay with it because my big fear was they were going to change the pitch system. And the pitch system, it's just like the mana production system and everything in Magic the Gathering. That's why the game's been so great for so long. It's a very solid system that is very reliable, that you can build a good set of gameplay rules around. And if they change that, it kind of opens the meta to be broken, right? It opens the game to be broken a little bit, which we experienced in other TCGs. And it's not as much fun. So I'm hoping that stays the same.
And I think the difference with Legendary Studios is that they've had this mechanic, whatever it is, planned for a while, because they've had all these sets planned out. So I assume that it's going to mix in just fine.
Yeah, I assume so too. And they've been such a great company and done everything for the game so far so well. I have no fear that it's going to be broken,
right.
Especially now that the promos don't involve like the way you pitch cards.
So we know that it says light and dark, and we know that the borders on them match the Viserai and Dorinthia borders. So that means that they're from the same territory as Dorinthia and Viserai. So we assume. So my idea is that, there are a couple characters that are from that territory. Like, for instance, they could come out with a cleric, and the cleric can use the light cards the same as Dorinthia can use them. And the necromancer can use the dark cards just like Viserai could use them.
Right.
So we'll see if I'm way off base with that. I think people have ideas that are similar to that.
I think so.
Right?
And this is the fun. It's super fun to speculate at this point in the game, right? To just kind of say,
off of no information.
No information, just gut feel, just what's inside. How does it feel? I think this is one of the most fun parts of the game, and which is why you'll see, and to do this in Magic, I think it's gonna be much harder in Monarch. I try to avoid spoilers. I like to open the case and read the cards and hold them in my hand, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it this time.
See, I'm going to know everything, and that's why I'm going to win the sealed.
I'm going to be reading all the cards for the first time. Yeah, no, especially if we're planning on doing an entire weekend of sealed, I'll probably know the spoilers too. Because I don't mind losing. I won't lose to you though. That's just not going to happen. Because the whole hour-long drive home, I'd have to hear about it. Oh man!
So yeah, we're excited for those.
Pumped.
I don't know. Is there anything else we need to touch on Monarch?
No, I think that's about it. I've really loved this format. I mean, we loved it so much we exceeded the time. We did.
We did not expect that. We're like, if it lasts like 3 minutes, we'll have to figure something else out.
Yeah, man, this has been a blast. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. We do want to say we're opening this format, and it's going to be a regular thing. I don't want to say how often, but the format's going to be interesting because not only can it be you and me, but we want to keep the door open to have different members of the community, guests and things like that, maybe with different ideas than ours, kind of join us and hang out and chat for a little while. We want to get all the different sides and views when it comes to this game. So I'm excited about that.
Man. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about all we got to say.
That's it.
All right, check out our deck techs, our other videos, and let us know what you like, didn't like, and
Yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out the box openings that I either cheer or cry, and I'm not going to tell you which.
we're weird.
This isn't hype. They're weird. But thanks for hanging out, guys. We're Hometown TCG, and we'll see you around.
See ya.